This is what I did in the past to change my life. This is how I up-leveled my income, and this is how I built my corporate career. I've recently been promoted. I have a beautiful relationship with my partner. I have sustainable income. I have a few vacation homes. And I did not have that a year ago. A year ago, I just started changing my life. I didn't have any perspectives, any ideas on what I want to do with my life. Hi, hello, good morning, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be talking about how I attract opportunities into my life and what energy vibrations and attention management have to do with it. But before we jump into that, let's have ourselves a slow morning and go get some treats. The first thing I do when I try to attract opportunities into my life, I question and deconstruct my current reality. And I ask myself 3 questions. The first question is, what is it exactly that I'm trying to attract? In many cases, we don't attract opportunities because we don't know what we are trying to attract. We don't know what we want. And if we took a second and made a list of all the things that we actually want to attract into our life, that we want to have in our life, it will definitely increase our chances to attract these opportunities into our life. The second question that I ask myself is why I don't have what I want to have in my life right now. And when I think about this question, what comes to mind is that our current reality is the reality that we have constructed for ourselves in the past. This is the reality that we have created, and we are living this reality right now. And we do tend to stick to this reality, first of all, because it feels familiar. It's our comfort zone. Even if we do have difficulties in this current reality, we already know how to overcome these difficulties. We pretty much know what's expecting us every day. That's why this reality is something where we want to stay in. And the second reason is because we don't believe that we can change this reality, and this is because there are so many limiting beliefs and so many programs that we have inherited from the outside world. We just follow this noise that keeps telling us that life is hard, that it's hard to change anything, that if you're not born with money, you're not going to make enough money. So there is so many programs that we have borrowed from other people, and it's important to remind yourself that these are other people's programs and they don't have to be your programs. And the third question I ask myself to attract the opportunities is, what is standing in my way to start going after what I want in my life right now? There can be multiple answers for this question, but in most cases it will all come down to 2 answers. The first one is the lack of time, and the second is the lack of energy. With a lack of time, it's not actually a lack of time, it's wrongly distributed priorities and ill planning. We can always make time for things that are important for our future, for our career growth, for financial growth, or for financial stability, for changing our current reality, or for changing our life. It all depends on what place of change you live in your current reality. I love to go on my days, and I love to redistribute my spare time on the activities that actually benefit me in those areas of life that I'm trying to change. And in most cases, when I am redistributing this time, it simply means that I'm spending less time on social media. So when we do talk about managing your time, honestly, it's not even managing your time, because you can't manage the time. Time is just flowing as it is. Everyone has the same amount of time, and no matter how much you try to manage it, time stays the same, it flows the same. The definition of the word manage is to be in charge, to administer, or to run. let's be honest here, we are not in charge of time. And if we were in charge of time, we would be able to speed time, to stop time, to be able to create time. And time goes by without needing us to manage it. And what we really need to manage is our attention, because wherever our attention goes, energy flows and change happens. And I take responsibility to be in charge of my attention, and that's shifting the responsibility from something I can't manage to something that I can actually manage. I take full responsibility how my life plays out, and I let myself slack less because I know that it's my responsibility and no one else's. I create opportunities for myself. I attract these opportunities into my life, and it cannot just depend on something that I can't control. I identify what I put my attention towards, and knowing that I'm actually in charge here gives me the opportunity to create circumstances in my life that further create new opportunities in my life. With a lack of energy, if we feel like we don't have enough energy to transform our life or to change something in our life, to change a specific sphere in our life, we really need to understand where this energy comes from and why we feel this lack of energy, why we feel so depleted. The amount of energy that we have in our life depends on your belief systems and what you think about yourself and what you think about the world. We have 8 main spheres for our life, and we distribute our energy towards these main spheres. And when we do feel a lack of energy in one or the other sphere, it means that we didn't distribute our energy correctly and there is a leak somewhere. The main spheres that I have in my life are spirituality and purpose, money and finance, career and growth, health and fitness, fun and rest, family and friends, personal growth and connection and love. Technically, we always have a lot of energy, and we have this ability to replenish our energy very fast and efficient. And this happens when we stay true to ourselves, when we stay true to our purpose, to our goals, and when we follow intuition and our impulse. We are responsible for making ourselves full of energy as much as we're responsible for feeling depleted. And when I feel sluggish and when I feel like I don't have enough energy to accomplish something that I know will benefit me in my future, I ask myself a few questions. Am I giving myself enough rest? Am I dedicating time to fun and rest sphere of my life? Because this sphere is as important as any other sphere of your life, because this sphere actually helps you directly replenish your energy. Am I stressing out about something? Am I scared of something? When you stress out about something in one sphere of your life, it will significantly affect all the other spheres of your life. Maybe you've noticed when you're stressing out or when you're scared of not having a job or lack of finances, it's really hard to focus on anything else. It affects your relationship with your significant other, your family, your friends. You're not as active, you don't want to spend time with people. So stressing out about one sphere affects other spheres, and it's important if you know that you want to grow. Let's say if you want to improve your relationship, but you're stressing out about money, it's important to address that first and do psychoanalysis and see what you can do right now to make the situation better for yourself in order to keep improving other spheres of your life. The next question that I ask myself is whether I said yes in a situation where I wanted to say no. Have I betrayed myself in any way recently, or do I have my set boundaries in place? And most of the time we do feel lack of energy when we agree to something that we don't want to, when we say yes to people or to things or events that we don't want to. If we do things that we are enjoying, it gives us energy. If we feel depleted after a certain event, after spending time with certain people, then it means that we actually didn't really want to do that. We didn't really want to say yes to those things. And this is just a learning curve for you to know how to act in a situation like that if it happens in the future, if you don't want to feel depleted of energy. The next question I ask myself is, do I know my values well enough? Do I understand what is really important for me in this life? And do I live my true values? Did I borrow certain values from society, from the outside world, from people around me that actually don't speak to me and don't make any difference to me? Because ultimately when this happens, we are going towards wrong goals. We don't go after the things that we ultimately want to have in our life. We go after something that someone else wants. We live in a type of illusion that this is the life that we are trying to create. That's the life that we ultimately want. And this type of illusion sucks a lot of energy out. We are feeding this illusion with our energy when it should be opposite. We are having our great idea, our reality, and our energy is feeding this reality. And the last question that I ask myself trying to replenish my energy is, am I fixed on a limiting belief right now that sucks out my energy? You've probably found yourself in a bad mood sometimes, not really understanding what's going on. And this all happens because you are living a certain limiting belief that is talking to you on the background and you can't always register it. And in order for you to understand what limiting belief that is, it's important to do the exercise of writing your thoughts down on a piece of paper every 15 to 30 minutes during the day, because whatever limiting belief you're living in, you will keep going back in your thoughts towards it, and it doesn't mean that you're necessarily registering that in the process. But when you start writing down things that you're thinking during the day every 15 to 30 minutes, even for a few hours, you will actually see what limiting belief you're coming back to. And those are the thoughts that occur most amount of time, and they're usually negative thoughts, either about yourself or about other people or about the world. And as soon as you understand what those thoughts are, you put your awareness towards that situation, it is easier for you to get out of that mind space. After we answered those 3 questions and we figured out our attention management and energy management, it all comes down to vibrations. Creating opportunities in your life or attracting opportunities into your life depends on the frequency of your vibration. And honestly, there is no way around it. You are attracting in your life situations, people, objects with the same vibration as what you are vibrating on. After you take responsibility for everything that happens to you, and after you take responsibility for the life that you are creating for yourself, you are significantly raising your vibrations. You will have a more clear picture on where you want to redistribute your energy, other than waiting for the opportunities to come and things happen to you. When you stay aware of the main 8 spheres of your life, and when you know exactly where you want to see growth, you will start spending your attention towards that sphere, and that's giving it energy, and that sphere will ultimately change for yourself. You will start attracting opportunities, you will create opportunities for your life, and you will change your reality that way. You want to stay true to yourself. You always want to say yes to things. You want to say yes and no to things that you want to say no to. You need to stay true to your true values in each of the spheres of your life. You should stop neglecting fun and rest sphere, because the sphere is something that helps you replenish your energy. And all of it all together, staying true to yourself and living by your values, showing up as you, taking responsibility for your life and managing your attention raises your vibration. The opportunities that vibrate on the higher frequency will enter your life on a more consistent basis. This is what I did in the past to change my life. This is how I up-leveled my income, and this is how I built my corporate career and keep growing. Honestly, I've recently been promoted. I have beautiful relationship with my partner. I have sustainable income. I have a few vacation homes, and I did not have that a year ago. A year ago, I just started changing my life as someone who didn't have an income, who just came out of COVID. I didn't have any perspectives, any ideas on what I want to do with my life. And working on my vibrations, working on staying true to myself, and working on the energy and redistributing my energy, redistributing my attention were those key components that helped me start changing my life.